Okay, feeds. Let me at least add a way to the list of champions that I like. Fuck. The hell?
You know, actually, a guy opened his notepad and there was like a bunch of well, it just kind of just feels like the same sort of way when I open my notepad now, just to look at my scripts. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it just, it's not like I have anything bad on my computer. It's just that it just reminds me of it, you know? And I don't even know much about the guy because it was about a streamer, right? It was about a streamer named like Lucario or something, and supposedly he's a big streamer. And I don't, I mean, I've never seen him before. I mean, I've only seen him past that point. Maybe I've seen him before, but I mean, I don't know any better. So I saw this video, and I saw one of the on TikTok. I saw one of the posts about it, and and he was just like, "Oh no, it was just a virus. It was no, it's not a fucking virus, man. It's hey, you already know exactly what you're doing." And I saw this other video about it, and it's like sort of like a I don't know what it was. It was a clip. It was a Q&A of him talking, like where some people and friends were talking, and it says like, "Do they like? Does he like loli?" And
Do
he
you
just
like
says, "Yeah."
lollies?
Yeah, I do. And
Yes.
for people who don't know who that is, it's I mean, it's like little girls. It's anime little girls, basically. And in the context of what we're talking about, yeah, you already know. Yeah, you already know what we're talking about. And that's the thing about it is that it's absolutely terrible, and there's nothing good about it. And just to make it even worse, in his computer actually, um, he just says like, "Oh man, I gotta delete this, yo. I got 3 terabytes of head." He just I know like 3 terabytes of it. I don't at least I don't even know at that point. It's just that's just like despicable at that point, and I don't know. He got his Twitch account banned and everything. Yeah, man, I don't know. um, yeah. So earlier before of it, he was just he's playing a game like usually. I don't even know like how that happens though. Like why? I mean, if I was in that case, I would probably do like okay. I would probably just get a whole nother computer. And as for someone like him, I don't think that he's like you know poor or anything. If he's like a big streamer and all and has a bunch of donations and stuff, I don't think it would be that hard to buy like I don't know a ThinkPad. One of the computers that I own, like one of the laptops I own, right, is actually pretty cheap, and just grab the stuff over there. Maybe because of storage, or you can just always get an SD card. And I mean, but that guy has to have. I mean, for those kind of things, it's like a digital vault, and in it, it said couple teens, and there was another one which was worse. It was a GBT, which stands for jailbaiting teens, and man, yeah, man, you can't make this shit up. You just can't. And I should have. And if I knew about this guy any earlier, it wouldn't even be that It wouldn't even be that surprising because he already well admits that he's like far down like the masturbation chamber. And I mean I wouldn't even deny. Like I mean like come on, bro. Like at that point, the most okay in a position like that where you've leaked basically all your child. We didn't leak all of it because he did another thing with his notepad and made it in a way where he kind of like deleted some things. If he didn't, I mean, like, I just don't get like how could you store all of that like on your main computer, like the same computer that you do like Twitch streams for, when you're like well financially off to do it on another thing, and I don't know, just make it like you can buy your own, you can rent your own, I don't know, and make your own like goon room or something like that, or it has all the like computers for that as well. I don't get, I don't get it. It's just another thing is like I don't get how people can be, so in depth in like, gooning and masturbation and shit like that, just to like to the point that they go to the extremes that they do. Like I mean, for me, an example. Well, I mean, I'm a normal person, right? And I don't have anything like, that on my phone, and I mean, like, because that's just wrong, and I don't get like not even real people, because they're not even real people, and it just seems weird. Like I'm not like the kind of person who can like not deny like a person's like a video game character's attractiveness, but usually that usually happens when it's based off a real person, like that one Asian girl from Resident Evil, Ada. Yeah, Ada. Yeah, I mean, like, if a person like that was in real life and was right in front of me, it would be a whole entire different story. But, these are based on, like, little girl anime girls that look like nothing like how a person is, like, supposed to be represented as. So, I don't know. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. And, yeah, back to the gooning and back to whatever. I don't understand, because people like him, and well, I don't think either way that he could be anyway like voluntarily celibate, is a pornosexual. And I seen an article about this, actually, about them talking about it, and well, it was a part of. I read it recently, and it was a part of a Discord where they would do a bunch of gooding things and shit like that. Article that I read was like from like last year, around this time of last year. So I mean, every bit of it is still relevant today. I think it's actually worse because of all of the pornography, like AI stuff that's going around, and well, in the Discord server, they would have animal. They would have. I mean, the none of it was illegal, and they actually kind of said no, don't post illegal stuff on here. You can have animals on people, people on animals, but you can't animals on animals, but you can't post that kind of stuff here. But no, I'm not even gonna like try to like question why people are like interested in watching animals. I don't get it at all, because humans go of humans. I don't know, like, it's because of that My Little Pony shit, and I don't get any of it either. Yeah, I don't. Um, about this, actually, they did a post. He did a post, and he did a sort of questionnaire, and he found people who were like top tier beat offs. They called like beat battler, like, or I don't know, like they used like weird jargon for it. And um in the article, actually, there was this guy, and it's just this sort of this category of people, and the reasons why they like only use like porn as they meet all of their sexual needs is, I'm not trying to be that kind of guy, but they're pretty valid, right? And they say that, oh yeah, I don't have to like worry about making a girl like sad or whatever, or nothing, like they don't have to be conniving, and also that a zip file never they said that a zip file never lies. You know exactly what's in it. And I do get that, and like I do get why, as to why. And if they're like perfectly fine, and if there's nothing like mentally wrong with them, and they don't do inappropriate shit, or I mean that is inappropriate, but like out in public, there's there's nothing wrong with that. So I want to talk about the people that is like there's like absolutely everything wrong with them. Like there's just no sort of way to describe these people other than fucking losers, right? And there was this person, right? There was this guy in my art class, or he used to be there actually, and he would just, I don't know, like catcall all the girls. And what I don't get about it is that he said all this shit. He would direct it towards me because he wanted to be my friend, and you know, I mean, if he wasn't so weird, I would have been like, like, yeah, sure, because like, I don't like fucking bite off people. I'm not like that. So he tries to talk to me, though he always pins it on girls, and I don't want to be like that guy and just say that it's wrong, because I've been like that kind of friend to like everyone I knew beforehand. That's sort of the same. That's the exact reason why nobody respects me, but that's not a point here. I want to talk about him, and well, this guy, he would just like, he would come up to me, and there would be a normal girl walking by, right, and he would say, oh, she has a nice ass or something like that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, and all right, and I would just like nod off, and soon comes like another person, and he's like, I know you want that. And I'm like, I don't respond. And he talks to the girl right next to him, and I don't know, I don't even know what he said. And well, he just sort of fumbled. None of the girls listened to him, especially because he said all that nasty shit like right in front of them. And I hated that guy so much because he was just like that, and it sort of reminded me of myself and those other people who was like, it's all about that with them. And well, I used to appear that with my friends, and like I said before, that's the reason why they don't really see up to me. They don't see up to me at all, though. I wanted to talk about just how just dematerializing it is. There, I was like, okay. Yeah, it is really dematerializing, dematerializing, bro. Whatever. I said, and he was, I don't know. It's just, he talked to everybody, and he just, it just wasn't it, and he just left the school, which is probably the best thing that he could have ever done. Go back to his goon cave, but I don't really acknowledge to people just to go back and be like that. I want people to see like what's wrong with them. Like that kind of shit that he does is not going to pass. It's not like his stepbro shit where you have your you have your cock. Okay, bro, you have your cock out, and someone walks in and is like, what? It's like, what? And the video starts. Though it isn't like that, bud. And if you ever try to do anything like that, you'd go to jail. And if you don't, they acknowledge it. That's that's something wrong in their right. And then they will just like allow themselves to get like molested in that way. I don't get it, though. I just don't know why people are like that, and I get to why people are addicted. It's literally about like one of the most basic things that we need to do in a human society to progress and go forward, and it's always been like that, and it applies to all animals, and we are all in the same sort of way about it, connected by biology. And I remember, I know this isn't really relevant to like guys. There is this like thing that I remember this guy called Robert Sapolsky said about it, and apparently a girl and another girl, they can like connect their menstrual systems, which which means like how wet they feel, I guess. And they can be connected to the same sort of, schedule and things like that. The same thing as animals go. And, you're asking, why, how is that, how does that connect? It just shows just how similar. I mean, come on, like, what is the difference between a dog, humping everything versus, a hornball? They hump everything, well, I mean, I guess that the other person, okay, I'm gonna cut it off. But, yeah. And it's hard, even if you don't directly go to those sites. It's hard to, like, avoid them, because you see them every single step of the way. You see okay, there's this pizza account called, like, Ian Kai's Pizza, right? And everybody knows them for their great pizza, and totally not something else. And, well, I just wanted to just make a point that to leech off these people to make money, it's really effective. And, like they say, sex sells, because it really does, and that's how all of them flock towards. But when it's free, when they say that it's free, you're selling with your soul, and I do believe that. You're also selling your time. You're not just selling your soul. You're selling the whole embodiment of yourself. And I can tell you this because, well, when I get addicted, or when I'm at the height of my addiction, I just do nothing. I just think about, like, when I get home, I just I go, and then that's it. That's all of my day. And it's the fact that I only look towards doing something that's fake, nothing real towards it, that makes me so complacent about it. I hate it so much because it makes me dull. It makes everyone else dull, and it makes them want to do nothing about their lives. And I know that it's like blind leading the blind, because I'm still actively doing this. Like, I'm not, like, trying to kid. Like, throughout the whole entire day, I saw many of those same kind of videos. I was resisting the urge to, but I made it through. I made it through, and, well, I made it through to talk about this. And, well, oh shit. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. It takes up everything. And you go home, and it's just the only thing that you can think about. You just can't do anything else. And it prevents me from doing anything. It just prevents me from doing anything. And it sort of just locks me in a social chain where I do nothing. But also, another thing that you realize is that, the reason that all of those girls you see have, big, pulpy, round areas, I would just say that for sure. It's because of the gym. And I know that a lot of the people in that sort of audience that are full on deep, they don't do that kind of stuff. So, what if we all just, come together and start, working out just to, get girls with some fat, round asses, You wouldn't even be that bad of an idea, and we would get out of the zone, and it would be. Well, I mean, for me, it would be relatively easy, because that's the only reason why I watch it. When I've been in situations where I don't watch it at all, or do any churning, because, well, there's a girl. Exactly. There's a girl. There's no right, or there's no real right or reason to do that, and. Well, I know that for me that it works as that sort of way. It might not work for every other person, but yeah, I mean, it's just like, if you're gonna stay at home and just do that all day, you gotta find a way to incorporate it, to make it at least in a sort of productive way. You gotta do it for the hunt. It's in your nature. You just gotta do it. Yeah. In some sort of way. And if you don't want to do it at all, and you want to act like a modest person, and you want to stop doing this, I can't say best suggestion. The better suggestion, and I saw a video about this guy earlier in the same kind of format as this video. He said the best way to do it is to stop thinking about it as something that you're missing out on, and something that you're actively trying to avoid to make yourself better. That it is like poison. to you, because it really is like poison. It is like, it is like a tranquilizer. It is like a narcotic. Pornography is a narcotic within its own right, and it will make you still, and it will make you do nothing with your life. And it's worse. The thing about it that it's worse is that it's everywhere. You can't escape it. Even during here, even when I try to like upload these files and just go to YouTube, I see weird advertisements on here, because sometimes they don't like doing any monitoring, and it's just it's terrible. Now, another personal experience that I had for this is, well, I don't have any personal experiences where my gooner mindset directly affected, a relationship, because I can control it, but I know that doing that sort of thing doesn't help you talk to girls in any sort of way, and that's why them and me myself, we all just make the biggest deal. Like, you can't like make this like shit up where it takes me about like 5 minutes just to ask a girl for like a pencil, and it's like even then it's like a can I get a pencil? Follow with that. I did that sentence on purpose. Yeah, I did that on purpose. Just to emphasize it, and it's just terrible. We all gotta start doing something better with our lives, and to be a better person. I do have like one more other thing to say about this, and well, it's just to not being like that guy who wants like has all of that on his computer, because what I'm talking about now is not illegal, right? It's legal. Well, yeah, it's legal, and it may not be right to in public, but what he was doing is illegal. In order for him to be like that, he had to be introduced in a young age. And well, just like many other people, well, I was introduced to it when I was 10 years old, and I bet it was because of I allowed my brother to do like a live stream of his game, and when I came back and when I came up, I just saw like a whole lot of things on there, and well, it was, I don't like to say this, but it was the same sex. It was same sex. It was that kind of stuff. And I just backed out, and then I saw like the real stuff, and it was like, whoa, yeah, this is the good stuff right here. And I just kept it and just gone with it. It's not good. It's not good to be like that either. And homing in that energy that you have for it is going to go out for somewhere else. Because in the production of this video, of me speaking right now, I had to release, like, I haven't did it, and I felt sad. I listened to music, and it reminds me just how more meaningful life is, rather than the primal stuff, the things that we see every day in social media. It's just there's way more to life than the media's eyes get to see, and the media's eyes they portray a lying a piece of shit of art that nobody should see. And I mean, well, what did I know? Like, I'm a scrawny ass, like 16-year-old in my closet, and I'm talking about, goading. Like, I'm not, there's no real authorization for me to say this, but just don't, bro. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But the only way to get out of this, only way for us to get out of this, for anyone who watches the video, God forbid, the best way to get out of this is that what if we all we all collectively together, right? We all just get up, we all just we go outside, we go out to the gym particularly, and try to get someone's number, or try to do something else that's different rather than sitting in our rooms or toilet seat, eat, and just like host the theater in our bathroom. Yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't. Yeah, we just no, man. We shouldn't be like that. Well, I don't really have much else to talk about, and I'm extending the rubber band as of now. I just wanted to talk about how bad it is. And before, when I was making this video, it was all scripted, and well, I mean, I guess this is a sort of way to like put the thoughts together. But I'm gonna dial this back, and if I'm fine with this now. Like I can do whatever I want now, and I feel free because the the music really helped.